back to our NCAA football win total series. We continue in the Sun Belt, and we are on to Liberty University. And Liberty's made quite a lot of noise in jumping up to the FBS ranks. They started in 2018 under Turner Gill. With Turner Gill's last year, this is 6-6 year. But then Hugh Freeze shows up in 2019, 8 wins and a Cure Bowl win, 10-1 in 2020 with a Cure Bowl win. 2 more 8-win seasons, 2 more bowls. And then last year, Jamey Chadwell comes in from Coastal Carolina, and it was a fantastic year for them. They opened up with back-to-back wins at home over Bowling Green and New Mexico State. They hit the road and beat Buffalo and FIU. They beat Sam Houston at Jacksonville State, then Middle Tennessee. Knock off Western Kentucky on the road, probably their biggest test of the year. Beat Louisiana Tech, beat Old Dominion, beat UMass, then beat UTEP on the road, then finally playing the conference championship game where they played New Mexico State again, and it's a 14-point victory. They dominated. Only the Sam Houston game was really close. That was a 21-16 game. They also only won against Middle Tennessee by 7, but other than that, these are all double-digit wins. They do go to the Fiesta Bowl where they get their doors blown off by Oregon. They lose 45-6 to finish the year 13-1. Look at this year. Kaidon Salter is back. This is the quarterback who made it all go around for Jamey Chadwell's offense. The high-octane offense of Coastal Carolina had no problem taking off here. He ran for 1,089 yards, 12 touchdowns, threw 32 touchdown passes, had just 6 interceptions. It looked like he was going to leave in the transfer portal. He ends up staying. Further, Quentin Cooley's back. 1,401 yards and 16 scores last year. Billy Lucas is back, 587 yards. This running offense is going to be awesome. Yeah, they lost a offensive lineman. Xavier Gray's back. They bring in some transfers. They also have some young guys that are ready to step up that got a lot of playing time last year. The receiving core is the one thing that hurt the most. C.J. Daniels is now at LSU. Trayon Sibley is the only major returning wide receiver. But they do have Bentley Honshaw, who caught 6 touchdown passes last year. Other than that, it's a more young core. But with Salter in that running game, they should be just fine. Defense was good last year. Linebacking core is going to be all right. Joseph Carter's back. He was their 3rd leading tackler. They bring in East Carolina transfer Taylor Jackson, and then Jerome Jolly will be on the outside. They lost some pass rushers, but C.J. Bazile is pretty big playmaker. He's going to be able to get to the quarterback on a regular basis. Top corner, Kobe Singleton's gone to Oregon State. Safety Preston Hodge is now at Colorado, but they bring back Brandon Bishop. They lose Brandon Bishop, but they bring back Quentin Reese. He's a good safety. They bring in transfer Eldrick Griffin. He should be a stud. The corners are good enough. Marion Williams is back. Really, though, the big thing is the defense has to be a little bit tougher. My biggest concern for this team is an offense that throws the ball around the field, and they do field one of those this year. Western Kentucky's that one. They can throw a lot. That is the big concern I have for Liberty. We look at their schedule, and it's kind of a cakewalk to begin with. August 31st, it's Campbell. That's a win. At New Mexico State, a win. UTEP at home. East Carolina at home. Their first real test comes September 28th. They're at App State. This is probably going to be the only time all year they're not favored. This is a good matchup for Liberty, though. So, with the way the App State defense is, the way their offense is, this is probably, a toss-up, but they could win this game. They have a bye the next week. Then they get FIU on October 9th. But that's a midweek game. Then they have another bye and get Kennesaw State on the road. Jacksonville State, at Middle Tennessee State, and then at UMass is their next stretch. November 23rd is their other major game. It's Western Kentucky, but it's at home. So that's a huge boost for Liberty. They have a good home atmosphere. That's a tough game for Western Kentucky. November 30th, they're at Sam Houston to close the year. They missed out on Louisiana Tech. When I look at this schedule, I see 10 wins already. The only 2 games I'm pretty concerned about are at App State and Western Kentucky. I think they're going to lose one of them. I don't think this is another 12-0 regular season. I do think they lose one of them. I would lean Western Kentucky just because of how that offense is. If they do get Western Kentucky, the only other team that's really on the schedule that could upset them would be Jacksonville State. But again, that's at home. Western Kentucky, Jacksonville State, both at home this year. Their toughest game on the road for conference is at Sam Houston, but they can definitely beat them. They played their worst game of the year last year against Sam Houston and still won. I really think this is an 11-1, even possibly a 12-0 team. They want to make a playoff run. They would have been in the playoffs last year if the current format was there. They want to make it this year. We're going to go over to MGM. The over 10.5 is at -115. Everyone's got the over favored. We're going to take it over at MGM. If you like this content, make sure to leave a comment, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.